be on their way to our land. But white men like you never gather to tell jokes about women behind.
We don't do that.
That is for lawful young men whose lives are yet to father many children. But from your fertile forth, generations have been born. You hold the keys to the secrets of this land. Those who want to know this land must pay you homage. With you, wise men, life, what makes us the race. Now easy, that's enough. You are truly the poet of the ancient. You have always been with us. You and your offspring will continue to fraternize with this esteemed gathering, just like your ancestors. You said the truth. We do not gather to pack nuts like little children. We don't gather to tie. We gather to tie or tie the knots of tradition. You said you are the messenger of tradition? Yes, wise one. Well, we sitting in this group are both the messengers and custodians of tradition. Yes, words can never be faulted. And it is true that our gathering in this place foretells something important. Isn't it, elders of the land? The time has come for us to tie the knots of tradition once again. Yes. We live by it and we shall die by it. Yes. The knot is about our king, King Esutu. May he not be long! That is how we salute kings in our land.
Yes.
But elders, his greeting seems to follow Esutu's land.
Yes. You all know the full part to the God of my words. As the chief keeper of our ancestral culture, I summoned this meeting because of Esutu's unusual long on the throne. We all know that it's a taboo for a king to show signs of aging in our land. Our land is a land of young kings and short reigns. But something tells me that Esutu has stayed longer on the throne than any other king we've had since the good of our family. Yes. The trees are asking, the land is asking, the wind is asking, the rivers are asking, the people are asking. Why?
We all know where you are going to, Chief Keeper. We have all asked ourselves several times before. What makes us custodians of tradition? Yes. It is frightening to see the king outliving his subject. Esutu's kingly space has stayed too long at all. And it is scary our women and children. Esutu has the body of an 18 man, but the head of an uncircumcised boy. I must enter the dancing square now. Yes. For a man who refuses to dance in his wife's home must expect to be. Yes. Chief Keeper and everyone here know that it is the presence of grey hair that terminates the rule of kings in our land. Yes. And I am mandated by tradition to examine the king's hair season by season. Yes. I have been doing this since the death of my father many years ago. These two hands of mine have ruffled many royal heads in search of that terminal sign. But with King Esutu, grey hairs seem to be afraid to appear. Imagine. Every season, I reach Esutu's head larger than it was the season before. Yes. Days of the old are about to fade away. Yes. I fear for what will happen to us, the guardians of the land.
God have mercy.
We are not here to lament, wise one. The land needs a new king. If peace is to be kept. Yes. It's gradually going further miserable because he has stayed for too long. When a woman stays for too long in her husband's house, she becomes a witch.
Elders, how can we catch a witch? If not by the God's anger or confession.
The gods have not spoken yet. But shall we wait for thunder before we take refuge from the rain?
Not at all, no. But the only sign of kingly transition have not been spotted by authority. The raw flowers we are there. Should we take this as a sign that the gods are happy with the rule of Esutu? Or do we say someone is trying to block the passage of river in times of rain?
Impossible. Impossible.
That is impossible.
Yes.
Who can engage thunder in his life?
Nobody.
Esutu is no child to wish to eat with the gods.
Yes.
And a king, like other ones in the past, cannot trust in
Never.
Traditions are taboo.
That is the knot we are here to untie. And in untying it, we tie the shaky land more firmly to his foot.
Yes.
He said the oracle pronounced Esutu as our king. He did not tell us in the room.
He did not.
Esutu snake cannot afford to be that vicious.
Yes.
We are the hands that feed the snake.
Yes.
And so you have the power in which you also have a shield.
Yes.
It is the wish of the land, the supreme, which you are here to protect.
Yes.
And so to have the power in which you are also here to use also have a shield. And the ruler of royal head will pay a visit to the king.
Yes.
He will be our misery. We will ask the two our questions.
Yes.
We will again demand to see the royal head.
Yes.
But I do that only once a season. Or
Yeah,
usual
yes.
response or usual response.
Yes.
When you come back from the palace, we shall hear from
We will not touch that palace.
We shall not touch that palace until this will be solved. Then listen to this. These are my words.
Yes.
Wise ones, do I speak your mind?
Yes, you do, my son.
Rise! All you
What
wise
have been
ones.
saying?
Make no mistake. For the wrong you
I am tired of looking at his face. Can you eat that salad? No. Are you going? Are you going?
And you, up now, royal head. It is you I call. The trees, the wind, the river, the land, the people have sent you. Be brave. Be confident. For you have been sent to put the land where it should be. You have been sent so that we do not wake up one day and eat with our in-laws. Why us we tear the flesh of our back? Do not be afraid. For it is the person that sent the messenger fears, and not the person the message is meant for. I am Gabisi, poet of the ancient, guardian of the world. Today
urges.
Where did you hear him bad?
O king, the wise men sent me to ask. The people sent me to ask. The land sent me to ask. If you or anyone is blocking the course of tradition. I was also asked to remind you of your pledge before climbing the throne. Our land is a land of short reigns and young kings. The land few you've ruled for long. And a king who rules for long comes disaster into our land. According to our tradition, the glory of our kings lies in their being reborn as a lion after their reign. King, these heavy questions must be answered if the wise men should return to the palace and peace to the land. Remember, king, remember.
The land is a land of children and young kings. The king must be young to rule the land with the blood of the young. The blood of the young shall the blessings of the gods. Rule the land with your young blood and a cheek. The old and wise are among you to guide the young. Esutu, may you not live long when you become king. For a very long life on the throne makes a king a tyrant. Or a king becomes an old man, abandoning the land in conflict and usurpers. Esutu, I is proud of the first white hair on your head, seen by the ruffler of the royal eggs. You must take poison, die and be taken to the forest, where you will join your ancestors as a lion. Esutu, pledge your acceptance of the law.
I pledge that I will obey the laws. Ah! oh. I don't see what you foolish lords are up to. So you spend the days away from the palace to plot my downfall. But let me tell you one thing. Even if the priest will suffer, it will never be in the presence of his acolytes. Yes. Have you forgotten that I am the viceroy of the gods in this land? And I can summon my wrath on any mortal.
My lord, that is as long as you obey the laws of the land. And as long as the people obey you for that.
So
no matter the power of a king, it becomes nothing if the people decide not to respect and obey him.
So you and your wise men have taught the people to cease to obey me?
No, king. We wise men cannot take such rash decisions. We are only concerned to see that no one blocks the cause of tradition.
Must I take poison and die before my time? Even before you see the sign? Are you all in a hurry to see me off this throne so that you can install another victim of yours? Tradition. Do you think you know that tradition better than I do? Look, if you are so disappointed and not seeing the sign on me, then why not go to the fireplace so that you can get ashes and put it on my head, then?
No, king. Nobody can force things to run before their time. Neither can anybody delay them.
Then why this sudden haughty visit? If you really think that nobody can force things, today is not the time for a yearly play with my head. Or have you been sent to do that?
Yes, and I hope the king will permit.
The king will never permit to be trifled with. Now go tell your wise men that they should take care not to start what they cannot finish. Tell them to remind one another that I am the king of this land. And they are my subjects. Yes, they are my subjects. Tell them I await their presence in this palace. Fearful things will happen in this land. If they are not too old to come to the palace, then let them know that wise men could be found anywhere. Age does not confer wisdom on any man. We only say it does out of respect for the old. And you, no filthy finger of yours shall touch my head except when it is time. Now get up! Go forward your time and remember to give them my words.
Hail the king! Those who are not quick to anger must be bastards. So let no one play with the tail of the lion. Let those who want to share good part with the lion be wary of the lion's strength. Messenger, go tell the wise men that those who give the dog the lion's tail to play with are only calling for trouble and more trouble. Mabaya yo baba.
greet you all.
We greet you all.
I delivered your message to the king like all faithful messengers. I told the king the fears of the people and reminded him of his pledge before ascending the throne. Fearful words came out of the king's mouth.
Fearful words. Tell us those words that can well fear like that of the angry people and their gods.
The king said he's a lion, and that no dog should dare trifle with his tail.
So we are dogs in the eyes of the king? Nonsense!
He said that you should remember that he is the God's chosen one, and that we are mere mortals. And that you should be careful not to start what we cannot finish. The king had the guts to close his eyes and declare that before opening them, we the wise men should come back to the palace with our tails in between our legs. Or else we will experience more than yet exist wiser men in this land. The dog that will perish in the bush will surely cease to hear the word of God. And those who the gods want to destroy, they will first make man. The king refused to let me do what my ancestors did in seasons gone by. And what I have been doing for so many seasons.
Why?
The king said that my hands have been afflicted with temporary leprosy. And that it was not yet time for me to put my filthy fingers on his head. My people, that was what I got back from my past. Palace. The words of the king are like words from the head that does not think.
The someone that has drunk too much from many wells of power.
God has and relating men must be met with courage and sanction. It is time that branch of the king should be told that he cannot escape from his rule. The land and the God are the root by which every king derives his power. He was not the
Allow the rash talk and actions of another man declare our reason. Fellow wise men, the king nearly called us. But if he had gone down deep into his mind, he would have known that he is the dog and we are the leash holding him in check. But the leash that we have, we must be careful and firm lest we let free a mad dog. Patience, my lord. Tempestuous anger and impulsive action. In the whole, a lack of signs of experience and wisdom. But I know all you revered ones here cannot be called anything but wise and experienced. We are happy you delivered our message the way you said it. We thank you for that. Anything and what the king has said on you is not on you alone, but on us all. And the people of this land of Zakata, who made us the custodians of tradition. I am happy we have representations from the people. They came to me just yesterday to ask if we elders we sit and watch evil before this land.
In the name of the people of this land, I greet you all.
We greet you too.
Wise ones of Allah. I cannot forget to greet Gabis. We the people of this land greatly fear that master of power, tyranny, is about to invade our land. Since never witnessed in this land are beginning to be witnessed. Taking of farmers' land without notice. Adoption of men and women. Cruelty, through display of power, and all other evil things are done in the name of God. These new things are spread to us, for our land has never become our land.
concerned voices of the women of this land. I salute you.
We salute you.
The wise men, the poets, and all the people in this place. We, the women of this land, have never been known to sit in the kitchen and watch strange things happen in the land. Elders, you have heard from the men. Yes. Whatever affects the men is bound to affect the women. Yes. It is even the women who suffer most when evil descends on the land. Yes. It is their husbands and children that are killed or maimed in times of war. At most times, such confused times give room to the losing of their honor. The women have decided not to relate to the king anymore. The evil thing that will let loose in the land. The king should know that he cannot stand the anger of the women. No power on earth can save that king, born of a woman who rules without paying homage to the mother. Wise men, the women sent me to tell the king that it should be well. There are no weapon of violence that stand up with the gods have given to women. I shall say no more.
I pray the springs of mother will never dry up in our land. Men are the half of the land, and women are the other half. Men possess the powers of the earth, and with women lie that of the spirit of Mother Earth. Woman, go tell our mothers and mothers of our children that we, the elders, shall not sit and watch strange things happen. And we shall never leave our duty to this land undone. Yes. People, go in peace and let us take your anger to the king. Father, wise men, you have heard from the land. Troubled times like this call for going back to the past to find a potent force.
What potent force? Or shall we take up arms against the king?
You did not allow me to finish. We cannot take up arms against the king. We are both men. And I don't think I can remember when last our people rose against their king. But how can that be? When we've never had any king like the one we We are warlike people. But we do not fight wars against ourselves. We fight wars against an outside enemy of the land. Yes. Long time of peace and bounty can make the king to think that the people have forgot about the sacred rule of tradition. Yes. I am so surprised to see old men like you beating the drums of war. So must we declare war to rid this land of that tyrant? No one is calling for war. War is a fight against an outside enemy of the land. The fight against an evil in land, they call to guard the land from destruction and the abundance of the land.
Wise ones, we must remember in whatever decision we are taking that the leading land warriors of the land of Shakada are always loyal to the king.
Yes. A group of warriors not amount to an army.
Yes.
And you have forgotten that it is in the laws of this land that the king shall not turn the leading warriors of the land against the land. If warriors dissipate their power, fighting armless people of the land, what then happens when war is brought to our doorstep by our ancestors?
All this talk of war and warriors you are talking about will make us forget the potent force you mentioned before.
May age not take away your memory. Fellow wise men, have you forgotten that power given to us by the oracle? You mean the power to call upon the oracle in times of trouble? In our present case, we do one last thing before calling on the oracle.
Or do you mean the sending of the banner of strong warriors?
May age not take away your memory.
Warning again. Why do we stop warning and do something?
Remember, he is still our king. We only suspect he's blocking because of tradition.
Yes.
We have no proof until we have proof that he is blocking because of tradition. Or see gray hair on his head. We cannot ask him to drink poison and die and be reborn as a lion. We can only want him to cut his growing fang of tyranny.
Yes.
And who shall take this banner of honor to the king?
Who else better than Gabisi, the messenger of tradition?
Yes.
Gabisi is the one mandated by tradition to do that.
be stiff-boned wise men now?
It is a thing of joy to beget a son that takes after the father. A son that is not only satisfied with rolling lavishly his father's sweat. Must I have a prodigal for a son?
As my simple question tell my father's best spirit today.
Hey, Inimisi, your only concern in this land is to use your privilege of being the king elder son to hotly march through this land, confiscating things of pleasure anywhere it pleases you. My ears are already full of tales of the king's son who lives on this pleasure.
Father, I do not understand you this morning. I asked after the wise men and
For some stretch of time now, the wise men have all refused to stood before the king. But the mighty son of the king has all along been engrossed in brew and sleeping far beyond comfort amidst women with easy tie. Son, do you think I don't know that your harem is threatening to grow in numbers ahead of mine?
Hail the king! Look with eyes of pride on your son. Remember that which the lion barks must be like the lion. Inimisi, give the king the ears of obedience. Remember, a young man's array of gorgeous clothes might equal or be more than those of the old man. But can that young man claim to have enough rags than those of the old man? My king, if kingship succession in this land is from father to son, then I have no fear of Inimisi succeeding.
What does this fool know? What does this prodigal son know other than drinking and watching the creamy rest of the women in his harem?
He shall come to know king. Let the young swim in the sweet streams of their youth for now.
am I to be the subject of exchange between you and the bad? I will leave if I best move to spoil the day for me.
Leave, prodigal son. Leave to enjoy the spoils of war in which you never fought. Treachery will soon block the flow of the river that is against your pleasure field. The people planning for against the throne, and all my son does is drink. Drink and
But I leave it to my drink. But tell me, the wise men with them too.
too many moments spent in the embrace of women with fish-like brain has made my son soft in the head. Who else? Tell me who else will be behind the plot of the people, if not the so-called wise men? Stop them! Don't you know that the refusal of the wise men to come before the king is the beginning of treachery?
I have had enough of this name calling. For any spoil to take from me to misplaced anger. Now in order to repel this spoil, I must taste the sweetness coming from the top of the tree of life. The balm. But I need to increase your intake of the fluid from the tree of life. More and more intake will calm your mind against all treachery. Hooray to the balm!
I can't be the day you came into this world, you drunkard! The man that you want you will receive your bloated body, and you shall drown with this fluid. Aye!
Patience, my lord. He knows not what he is doing. Leave him to his wines. He shall be back to the garden of the same when the tree washes dries up.
Are you saying that my son is mad?
Turn up your anger against me, king. Who am I to glare into the blazing eyes of the sky? They tell that the king's wife is a witch. Will not be heard from my mouth. King, your son is not mad. But too much drink can cause a sane man to bring out his liquid pennies in the market square. What then shall we call such a person?
Mad!
So says the king. King, I can hear drums. Drums beating the tune of the faraway land.
Yeah!
What then can bring such sudden happiness after a next morning talk of treachery and drunkenness?
Fool like you! Have you forgotten my friend? The prince of the land beyond the great river. My friend, the prince, who never failed to visit me every 2 seasons.
Oh,
He's
yes,
like the king of this land.
Thank you.
on this land.
Forgive me, my friend, if I've met your joy with wells that drip of grief. I know you to always come before the onset of a feast, or right in the midst of it. May you never enter a land in time of sorrow.
Ashe!
And let joy always welcome you wherever you go.
Ashe!
My dear friend, tell me, do you come a prince or a king like me? For I can see signs of kingship in your grand entrance.
The prince is still before you. The old man is in love with the earth. He is not in hurry to leave. We have had period of bounties in our land since the last time I came here, and that is what you are seeing.
Well then, be you prince or king. A prince like you is a king in waiting, waiting to ascend the throne of his forefathers. May it be so. I must also show that this land never lacks a way to warmly welcome a great visitor and friend like you. Bam!
Yes, my king!
Please take the prince's followers to their place of rest and tell my women to give them enough. I mean enough of all things. Just like a bitter cola nut.
And it is stronger than the case of the wine.
True words, true words. 2,000 needles do not amount to an axe. 1,000 stars do not shine bright like the moon. And the loyalty of 2,000 servants even does not compensate for the absence of a true friend.
Wise word, king. True friendship like lost virgins can never be undone.
The king before you is bereft of friends in his own land. But even the king does not need friends to rule the land. For his is to command, and his subjects are to obey. But tell me, my friend, what do we say of toothless old men who teach village urchins how to beat the drum of malice against the king? Are they friends or enemies?
What's happening? In my land, some toothless eggs are detached for their foul bodies before the shrine of the iron gods. But king, what is this talk of toothless old men? Are these village urchins to threat to you?
My friend, my own chiefs, the wise men, have vowed not to step into the palace until I show them that I've not been obstructing the march of tradition.
Why?
What else? They are envious of my long reign.
The long reign of a good king is a blessing to any land. Are your people afraid of a king reigning for long?
Our land is a land of young kings and short reigns. My friend, you talk as if you've never heard the way the wise men do greet me.
I remember. They place a curse and say it is greetings. May you die soon, or what is it they used to say?
No, not exactly. They say, may you not live long. Imagine.
And what is the difference between dying soon and not living long? Such strange greetings to the egg that wears the crown. In my place, you must pray for the king to live long, or his mouth is bereft of teeth. Even if you want the king dead, you dare not say it, or your egg will break the shrine of the iron goddess. Tell me, king, did the wise men want your throne?
None of them is fit to ascend this throne unless chosen by the oracle. They have sent their messenger to express their surprise at my unusually long reign.
You call your 10 since you are so on this throne a long reign? Do you know that my father, the great king of the land beyond the great river, has been there for good 30 seasons, and yet the people find over themselves, praying for it to rule longer yet than the previous?
My friend, our ways are different from yours.
Now that I feel you've stayed too long on the throne, what exactly do you want to do?
The sign of aging dictated by the ruffle of royal hairs. One of the wise men carries a verdict of death on a reigning king. But to the surprise of those envious lords, I'm not in a hurry to age.
Why should you be before it is your time? When you have a beanie and ready to contend with? Okay, I've brought another juicy veggie to keep you busy.
Yes, like always. I know you not to forget such gifts. Just wait and see the treasures you will go home with.
Forget what treasures. I'm just having one of the women with the flowing rice. That's how much your life.
You are rebel.
And the pride of the parrot. Young leaves are the pride of the palm tree. A straight tree is the pride of the forest. White flowers are the pride of the cotton. And fast antelope is the pride of the bush. The rainbow is the pride of heaven. A beautiful woman is the pride of her husband. And all things good and pleasurable are the pride of men of might, such as our king and his friend.
You are right, Bad. I remember my father's bard once chanted that for the great beauty that moves the heart and loins after, the farmers with the heaviest yam, the warriors with the sharpest swords, for medicine men with the most potent charms, for hardy men with the most infectious minds. Father God, enter to the house of that wretched man who houses that beautiful woman with the trembling thighs. Tell him he has committed a sin by sleeping with such a beautiful woman in a land where there is a king.
Of course.
Like I said before, all good things are for men of power and might, like our king and his good friend, the prince.
Before we get lost in the joys of all things good. Tell me, friend, do you come with my ageless gift?
I never can forget Cambridge to my own king.
Let us enter then to commune with the habitat of everlasting.
Yes, sir.
Make way! Make way! The lion has gone into his den. Make way! And what gives the dog the courage to step into the lion's den? The lion roams round the bush to pick animals to feed on at will. All is through the grace of the earth. But the day the earth rises against the lion, his tail will be contemplating for the dog. Such insolence! Haven't you heard that there can be no peace wherever the lion stays looking to the dog to play with? And no talk of a bastard peace when honor, justice, and tradition are being tried to be. Chief, by who? And are you the person sent to put all things in place? And what is that wonderful thing you have in your hand? Your eyes have been so much around sight of ease to recognize the size of unease in our land. This is the banner of warning. This banner carries the people's voice that the king must submit to the people's questions or face the wrath of the land. If your shallow memory could permit, think and you remember that this same banner preceded our warriors to the land by about to make war. So you and your clan of dogs and flies want to make war with the king? But let it be known to you that a whole clan of flies cannot push over the cow. But the same flies will live to tear the tail of the falling cow. The knot might not be fit enough to clutch the giant, but just it can make the giant flee away his struggle right in the marketplace. You lie! Do you think our king is like the pounded yam that you can hold in your hand? You think he can carry your insult wherever it pleases you? Wait! And you will soon know that our king is like the buffalo that makes the hunter of vows not to hunt again. By the time the king is through with you, you will never think of taking your running mouth beyond the heart of those who let old men you call wise. Must I suffer indignity in the hands of the sellers of fallacy? Eaters of crumbs and repeaters of people shallow praises. I don't blame you. You are like a dog that follows his master to anywhere, even though he doesn't know where he's going. I came here to speak to the king. I will not talk. Until the king comes. Wait to be scalded by the king's fire. A commoner like you, defiling this noble abode with your rotten bread. Wait, and with your wretched strong head, look the sun in the eye, and you will leave here blind. That I promise you.
Thank you, my friend. I am grateful.
Okay. In the absence of the cat, the mouse confidently walked into the house of the sweet-footed one. Okay, may you not live long, and may your rise to get born as a lion be sweet. King, this awful greeting again. Why are you taking this greeting out of existence? Stranger, when scenes of the house are being discussed, a sensible stranger never interferes, not until this called upon.
And who are you to call my friend, a stranger to this land? Look, the treacherous loyalty of 1,000 like you never amount to the smallest support of a good friend like the prince.
Yes. King, enjoy the deceptive color of friendship, but know that those who are truly your friend have sent me to you.
What friends do I have left in this land, where the wisest have turned to snakes, whispering evil to willing ears?
The wise men remain the most loyal to
subjects.
Then I fear for the land.
My king, who is this couple now? With his stupid story to tell the king what to do.
He's the praise singer of those toothless old man they're called wise. I am Babisi. I am nobody's praise singer. I am the poet of the ancient, the guardian of the west. And live in the pond of silence and the scourge to all those who depart from the land and the people.
Let it be known then that I, King Esutu of the land of Sakaga, I am the terrible scourge for all those who disrespect constituted authority. Have you forgotten that the king is next to the gods, and Lord must stoop before him or be destroyed?
And that is as long as the king rules according to the dictates of the law and tradition. The moment the king does otherwise, then I fear such power no longer is.
Enough is enough. I must show people like you that I'm still the king of this land. Yes, and I will continue to be king as long as no white hair is found on my head.
And that alone is not enough.
Do not take words away from my mouth. You rejoice in the liberty given to you to spread your saliva all over the land.
Too much power is intoxicating you, king. And I can see the signs of the drunk in you.
Me? Drunk?
Hey, this wretched man here deserves to be beheaded before the throne of judgment. It is he who disrespects the king. That is the hills.
Bad!
Yes, my
Come in
king.
the palace guards to take this man away from me.
God!
Yes!
Take this wretched man away from this place! Power drunk! Take him! Power drunk! You can never visit the one! You can never visit the one! No matter what! The truth will be right! Drunk! Leave me now!
Forgive me, wise ones. I have an urgent message that cannot wait. I have been running from the last village at the boundary of the great river.
Oh, should we bring you water then?
Yes.
Wise one, no water can quench the urgency of the message I bring.
Then let us hear.
I met the king's visitor at the tapas compound with his entourage on their way to their land, drinking and dancing.
Trust that Congo prince to worship his leisure God at any moment and at any place.
Yes, wise one. No one quarrels with a man in rebelling for the joy within his reach. So says you, wise one.
Yes, that's true.
But I heard a thing from that man's mouth that I could not understand.
Tell us, for it is the job of the wise to give advice on things that are not known to the ordinary man.
Yes.
The king visitor, after too much wine, boasted to the tapper that he has with him an ageless gift.
Ageless gifts?
Ageless gift, wise one, which he gives to the king whenever he visits our land.
Ageless gift? And what can that be?
I wonder.
As soon as I heard he gives the king an ageless gift, I ran to let you know.
Let's do that to it! Yes. Get your husband to go with this man and see that the brave priest and all that are with him.
My friend, the prince, is like the rain to a long famished land. His coming gives joy, and joy remains long after he has left. I am refreshed, I am rejuvenated, and I am now ready to take control childish old fools and their accomplices.
Yes!
Intimacy. Let the spirit of rejuvenation oozing out from the king clear the fumes of palm from your head. Forget the ceaseless worship of the pleasurable things of this life, and with the king face the adversaries.
I hear you, real bad. But I have been seduced by the palm, the potent brew, and all the good that flows from it. If I am to turn, it can't be sudden. It has to be gradual, and gradual.
Leave him, but the dog that will get lost will never hear the whistle of the hunter.
Then let the hunter find another dog. And the dog will go alone. Drink alone, eat alone, and then it makes it stand.
Bring the song of death to my palace! This drum of beggary has been for too long to be blown. Gas!
Yes, I'm the king!
Here comes the poison gatherer! He's coming, king! Say we must take poison and die!
Take poison and die? To die when it's not yet time? Where is the rope of prayer? Let him come and do his job.
There will be no need for that, king. What was hidden has been exposed. The stranger prince was accosted on the shore of our land. And before the wise men, he exposed what has long been hidden. I bring you poison, king. I bring you honor. Take this poison, die and get reborn as a lion in the sacred forest. That is the price of kingship.
No! Never will that happen! For I reject the suicidal honor. What honor lies in one dying by his own hand to come back as a common animal?
That is the way of people, my king.
That way must change. For I will not take your poison. You will take that poison yourself. And if you like, get reborn as a dog. You must have a taste of your own medicine. Gas!
Yes, my king!
Seize this traitor!
What is meant for a king? You are ready to join the essence of his people.
Your name shall be erased.
Wise ones. We found the bodies of Gabisi, Rehabat, and the poison bearer.
Let him flee to his doom. He flees with all that is found with our land. Our land shall now breathe fresh air. For the king's life signifies the fleeing of a person dead.
We will welcome no king in this land again.
This horrible disregard for tradition by the accursed king might be the God's way of telling us to crown no more king in this land.
Power shall no longer be placed in the hands of one man.
When the way of doing things no longer agrees with the feeling of the dead, then it is time for it to be discarded. And where will the kings like get
Yes, my people. What do we need a haughty and a rotting king for? When they are wise to guide our land.
Chief keeper, speak, for the people have placed their trust in us.
I wish you all in the name of this decisive moment in the history of our land. You have with no argument placed the affairs of the land in our hands. The land belongs to you, and we will manage it the way every loyal servant manages all that are by his master. We shall not manage with the giddy head of one man. Whatever we do, we be with the togetherness and anxiety to conform to your wishes. For you are the owners of all that we attend to. The spoils of our status have never been moved from father to son, and it shall remain so. If we make a mistake, we have the right to call us to order.
And on behalf of the white men, I give a pledge of selfless service.
Now, let us honor the honorable ones that died in the process of the land soiled by tyrants. First, Gabisi. Gabisi was the poet of the ancients, the word and the world. Gabisi must not die of song. We shall have 3 evenings of songs, dances, and plays in his honor. Where is he? You are the son of Gabisi? It is said that when the fire dies, it covers itself with ashes. And when a banana tree dies, it replaces itself with an ocean. Gabisi was the guardian of the world. The poet of creation. And you, as his eldest son, should continue from where he stopped. You are the new lifter of the banner of truth, the scourge of deceptive beings, the possessor of scalding tongue, the weaver of sweet and sensible songs, and the utmost lifter of the banner of truth. Son, pick up the banner and do the job of your ancestors. The poison bearer. The burial of the brave. And let it be remembered as one that gave the final push of tyranny. And as for the royal band, it is only where there's a palace court that fools like King Khan. Our land shall welcome no court palace. Fools like him shall never be seen in our land again. Let him be buried like a dog that he was in life. Scream for him. Now, son of Gabisi, give us words of encouragement.
The battle may rage with mountains of death, Wisdom is the bride of man. A land in the hands of the wise shall never go astray. Those entrusted with her should not get drunk from its fumes. And those who are not with it should watch with wide open eyes. The people will remain to outlive all things. Beat the guns to festive frenzy. Caress the drums like a fond friend. Blow the trumpets to high heaven. Call the flutists to commune with the wind. Mark this end. Mark this beginning.
Induction performance, Death and the King's Grey Hair. Written by Denja Abdullahi, directed by our head of department, Dr.